I feel like I just heard like a roach. That's really scary. And it's like so dark in here that like, oh. Hey guys, it's Lizzie. So my fingers are all like callousy right now because I haven't played guitar in like consistently in a while, and I was playing it like a lot this weekend, like for hours, and now they're all callousy and I'm so proud of myself. It's like the same feeling I get when I wake up and I'm like really sore from a workout. I'm like so happy. It's like I've been training so much. Calluses and muscle soreness are just the feeling of success. Today we're doing another Q&A video, and you guys sent me a ton of questions on Instagram, so I'm just gonna answer them.
If you like midnight driving with the windows down, and if you like going places we can't even pronounce, if you like to do whatever you've been dreaming about, baby, you're perfect.
Load. Instagram is like not loading. Come on, Pepper9 internet. The room I'm in right now is so funny, like my setup. It's like this like really dark common room. As told by Ginger, what career do you want to pursue? Okay, it's the career that I am pursuing next year. I am moving to Thailand to do missions work, so I'm going to be working with college students and young adults at a Christian center teaching English with the Bible, and I'm also going to be working on my novel, which I am right now, and continuing my YouTube channel. Christian Fortner, why do you exist? I love this question. Marissa5301. How to third wheel like a pro. I think the important thing is to not feel insecure in being single and to be really happy about the other person's relationship. If it's like a close friend who I love and then they're with their boyfriend and they're really happy together and then I'm there, it's like, yay, I get to be with my best friend when they're really happy. And so just think of it as like, wow, everyone's really happy. Taylor Butcher, who is your favorite YouTube? I cannot talk today. Your favorite YouTuber? I Superwoman, Kalel, Unnatural Vegan, who is legit like philosophy person in the way she conveys ideas. It's so open-minded and rational and perfect. There's also this YouTube musician I just found called Kaya May. K Bay. How young is too young to get married? Personally, I think if you're under 22, you shouldn't get married. I don't want to get married until I'm at least 25, 26, just because it's a lifetime commitment. And there's such a huge divorce rate in our country, so if you are American, it's like ingrained in our culture to like divorce people, and that's terrifying because that messes people up emotionally and messes up your kids, and I just think it's not a good idea to like rush into a decision like this. Ezra E. Speed, would you ever visit Melbourne, Australia as a holiday? Probably not. I'm gonna be living in Thailand next year, and so I could see myself visiting Indonesia. I'm probably gonna go to Malaysia. I'm actually gonna be in London next year in around like November, December, because my dad is actually the study abroad professor for his university in London. I'm gonna visit him while he's there. My whole family's gonna be there, but not Australia. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a teacher when I was really young. I always wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a ballet teacher at one point. Then I wanted to be an attorney, and now I'm back to being a writer. It's Anna Reese. What are your favorite vegan recipes? I'm making the transition to veganism, yay! I'm so happy. But I have no idea what to eat besides fruits and vegetables. So I love making pizza, lasagna, pasta, rice with stir fries, and I also love tofu scrambles so much, Ezekiel bread. They have vegan cream cheese, and you can bake anything. You can make pancakes, bread, muffins, cookies, like anything you want to make. Just Google the recipe and then vegan, and it will come up. But I'll link below a ton of like vegan YouTube channels and vegan like websites where I get my recipes from. My advice is to just follow vegan Instagram accounts and vegan YouTube channels, and then you will be set. Zach Rick, which biblical character do you relate to or identify with? David, because when I read the Psalms, he has these extreme emotions, and I pray the same way that David does, in that I just like express how I'm feeling to God, and it can come across as like dramatic and intense and extreme, and that's how I feel, and that's how David feels when he's like writing down the Psalms to God. And just like spiritually my prayer life and my emotions are just so much like David's. Dream Koala. Oh, that's such a cute username. I'm gonna follow you. Here is my favorite song right now by Alessia Cara. That song literally describes how I feel in like so many social settings, and that's why I say no to so many social invites, because I just like don't want to be there. Like there's a line in it where she's like, I'd rather be just by myself in my room, and she's like, I'd rather be just with my friends, listening to music that actually matters, talking about our lives, and it's just like exactly how I feel. Kyle Martin, religion you admire besides Christianity. Oh, I love this question. I'm actually in a world religions class right now, which is like the best. If you're at Pepperdine, take world religions with Dr. Barton. It's like the best class. I would say Islam, which is kind of cheating. It's like very similar to Christianity, but I just think it's beautiful. We actually went to a mosque and saw the whole prayer service and listened to the sermon, and I took notes during the sermon, and it was so on point. Helping people and like giving to people, and that like your time, your possessions, your money, like you do not own any of that. God owns everything, and it shouldn't even be like, oh, I'm going out of my way to help this person, like I'm giving them. Like no, like you don't own it to begin with. And so that's why like if someone else is having a problem, it should be your problem too. That's what the sermon was on at this mosque we went to, and I was just like, yes, so on point. And I actually wore a burqa? No, it's not called a burqa. I wore the headscarf, and I loved it so much because I was having a bad hair day, so my hair was out of the way, and it was like being like, I love like physical touch is my love language, so it's like being like cuddled up like with your head and your neck. I thought it was really cozy. I just think there's so much humility in Islam because it's about submission to God. Islam as a whole is all about peace, and there's so much humility, and it's beautiful. Trey Jenks, hey Lizzie, your videos are very inspirational. Are you doing better now? I think this is in relation to my mental health. I'm gonna say no, just because it comes in cycles, and so like the beginning, like today I'm filming on Saturday, I don't know what day. It's like 1:30 in the morning, so it's Sunday. But so like earlier this week, I was doing a lot better. I had a lot of energy and I was getting everything done. But then on Thursday and Friday, I was just like oversleeping, and I've been nocturnal a lot. So honestly, like, I don't know, it changes all the time. Turning the page, how do you work on surrendering your worries to the Lord? I think it comes with honesty. Don't think of it as getting rid of the worry and just like not worrying. That's not surrender. Kind of like experiencing it through prayer, and so like talking to God or writing to him if you prefer to write your prayers, and being like, I'm really worried about this, and don't try to like limit or like make lesser like your emotion. Like completely feel it and like express to God like why this is a big deal, why you care so much, like why you're so worried, and like get it all out through prayer. And then whenever I do that, I'm filled with so much peace, because it's like I've just like gone in front of God in his presence and just like told him everything that's worrying me, why it's worrying me, everything that I feel. And if you read through the Psalms, it'll really help you pray about things that worry you, because it's just like really intense. Like David is like so stressed out and ranting and angry in front of God, and that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be our true selves. And so just be your true self. Faith Wood, what are some things you wish you knew in high school? I wish I'd known that I was more introverted, and then that was why I didn't want to talk to people, because I always kind of felt like everyone had so much fun like with everyone else in the class, and a lot of times I just felt kind of like I didn't click with people, and like not only I didn't click with people, but I didn't really want to talk to people. And looking back, in high school, you're around people constantly for like 8 hours, and of course you're gonna feel like exhausted. I don't really think I felt like insecure about it. It was just something where like looking back now, I realized like, oh, that's why I like didn't want to talk to people. I also wish that I had made an effort to get to know a lot of people and to be more friendly, because I had a very like kind of judgmental attitude towards especially a lot of the guys who were just immature, and there were certain people who I was friends with, and there were certain people who I just didn't really care for. And I think that it's important to be friendly to everyone, because in American culture we're friendly to everyone, and I think especially as a Christian, I should have gotten to know people and asked questions and made people feel known, and that wasn't something I really knew how to do then. Allison Yurid, should we use our God-given talents even if we don't enjoy them? I mean, if it like serves a purpose. You know what I don't enjoy doing? Sometimes I don't enjoy talking to people because I am more introverted and it takes energy. But if someone needs someone to talk to, they look lonely, or your friend texts you and they need someone to talk to because they're crying, you know, sometimes you need to like do things that you don't feel like doing because like they're helping someone. But I mean, if you completely hate something but you're good at it, like don't devote your career and like your whole life to it. If it's needed in the moment and it's clear that there's a need, like go fill it if you're the person, if you're there. But otherwise, I mean, don't. Lauren Holland, Lizzie, I'm scared for my future. I know God has it in his hands and I try to trust him, like repeating Bible verses, but I still get anxious. Instead of praying like about not worrying about the future, pray about like symptoms of it. Like I don't pray that much for my depression to just go away, but I pray for God to help me like wake up in the morning and not feel completely exhausted, and like that's been helping a lot. And so for this, pray to be like more present in the moment and to enjoy, like completely enjoy and like feel so much happiness and contentment in like what's going on right now in this phase of your life. And if you change your focus, then that will be better. But I think it also just requires a lot of faith that you don't care as much about this life. Like I would be really content to just like die right now, like if this building just like exploded and like I was in heaven right now, that would be really nice. And if you can't say that you would rather be in heaven than where you are in your life, then I don't think you have like this realness about heaven that's present in you. And I think that's somewhere you could grow into where heaven becomes more real. And for me, heaven feels so real because of reading passages in Revelation 4 and in Isaiah 6, I think it is, where they talk about the throne room and talk about God. And I think that if you have this really close relationship with God where like you really just want to be with him and be worshiping him, then it won't matter what happens, it won't matter where you are. I mean, like the early church, they were persecuted a lot and they were Christian, like knowing that they could be killed, that their families could be killed, and it wasn't about their life turning out well. Like I don't think God at all makes our lives turn out well, and I think it's really bad theology if you've been taught that and taught like, oh, God has a plan for my life, like my life's gonna go really well. Like no, Christians are in refugee countries and war-torn countries. Some Christians are orphans, some Christians their spouse cheats on them and leaves them. I mean, like your life's not gonna be like perfect. Like you're not promised that life is gonna be really great. Jemmy Joy, if you had the opportunity to preach a sermon at a church, what would you speak about? I would speak about peace and prayer because I think they are very underrated forms of spiritual warfare and our Christian lives. And I think like I've seen prayers like so powerfully answered in the most amazing ways, and it's just like God like interacting with the world in incredible ways, and like his power, and also peace is just something that I feel like when you feel that inner peace as a Christian, it just completely like controls the rest of your life. And we don't think of peace as this like active thing that's like powerful and like controlling and fierce, but it really is. Mama Mark, what was your greatest fear when you were a kid? Is it still a fear? Thanks and God bless. A fear of heights was a big deal. Like I wouldn't even want to go to the top of the playground because I was really scared. So I overcame that freshman year of Pepperdine. I was like doing this like really long rock climbing. It was a hike, but it was rock climbing. And it was like, once we got to the top, we were like really high up above everything. There was like this huge like extra boulder thing we had to climb onto, and it was really scary. But I went on top and then I like looked over the edge and stuff, and I just like, you know, confronted it head on, and it was really beautiful. The way I deal with fears, because I think they're just like, it's like inhibiting. It's like I can't have fun because I'm scared of stuff. And so if your fear is inhibiting like that, then just like deal with it, like face it with people that you care about and trust, and then it'll be okay and you won't be scared of it anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!